Any question is possible.
You mentioned that genocide is a disease.
Yeah.
What is the etiology of that disease? Why does it happen? Or how does it happen? And why does it keep happening? Is there some root cause that you've been able to deduce?
I just finished 2 days ago my second book that will be published in 6 months, where I treat this question. It's a complicated question. First, why I call it a disease? How you can imagine a young German, you know that all the leaders of the Einsatz group had a PhD in law, except one. Because Himmler said they need to have a very high level of comprehension of German law. So it means you cannot treat this disease by education. They had a PhD, it's not easy to have a PhD in law in Germany. And they were leading killing units, and they killed altogether 2.3 million people. So you cannot say it's a lack of education, they were poor people, it's why they killed Jews. You cannot say they killed Jews because they were against Israel. You cannot say that Hitler was an anti-Zionist. You cannot reverse the story, you know. People could do it very easily. For me, I say they were sick because, you know, they were young, educated sometime, killing in a full day children. For example, I have a testimony of a soldier from Wehrmacht. He was not a killer, but he was invited by SS to see a killing. So he stole a car from army to run to the place to see. When he arrived, it was already beginning. He saw a grandfather was handicapped and couldn't climb to the mass grave and was killed. After he saw a family, and the family has asked to the German that they could be killed all together. And so he saw the shooting. And at the end, a young girl approached to him and spoke to him in German and said, I am Jew, I am poor, I'm nothing against the German, I'm nothing against Hitler, why do you want to kill me? He did nothing, except to speak to this girl until she didn't see the killer that was coming behind and kill this girl, and the corpse was falling on his shoes. And he says, only at this moment I realized it was a murder. So it means you could see killings of adults, of children, not to be an SS, and not to realize it was a murder. That's the disease. That's the disease. How do you think actually that the guy from ISIS is asking a cameraman in front and cutting the head of people who is yelling and say, I blame Obama, I blame the President of France? It's a disease. It's a disease. And this disease will stay as long as we don't fight. This disease also is not alone. You must understand that when the Germans were killing Jews, they were never forgetting the money of the Jews. I found a letter of a German soldier in the south of Cracovia. He said, I took a decision, I will not kill any more poor Jews. So don't think that the Germans were pure idealists, not caring about money, not caring about the goods. Paul Goebbels was the chief of Einsatz Group. He was selling what he had stolen by the regular post office. And one day, his wife wrote to him from Germany, and she told him, this day the carpets were much too larger for the house. These people were stealing. These people were raping the women. We discovered that in many, many places, the Jewish girls have been raped before being killed. They were criminals. It's what I want to explain. A guy who is doing a genocide, he has not only an ideology, he is also a criminal who is free to kill. And it's not pure ideology. And so, I say that because the other problem now with the media is that already you see in the exhibit, the SS had a photograph to follow them. They were very proud, so they had photograph, cameraman, and we show you only a few photographs but it was the reality. Already you will see it's difficult to watch. By example, they take photograph of the women who are naked. It's difficult to watch because you know this woman will be killed in 1 minute. It's difficult to watch. When ISIS takes photograph of people who are beheading, me, it's my job, I have to watch. It's difficult to watch. You can see all of them online. So why they show them? Why they showed them in the theater of Germany? Why they show them now by internet with the social media? Because there are people who will take their bag and go to fight with them. It's a way of recruiting people. And the others, they will say, oh, it's awful. I don't want to see that. Me, I don't like the blood. So 99% of the people will not watch, and 1% will go and fight with them. That's also how the disease is in propagation. We have to stand, we have to watch and to fight. Otherwise, these people organize themselves to fight us anywhere. You know, recently, Marco is French, we have a few French here. We received an advice from the Foreign Affairs of France where not to go in holidays. So it's a full part of the world, but the government says it's not safe that French go to holidays because they can be taken as hostage and so on and so on. But it's half of the map. So now when we fly, we say, oh, we cross this country not for holidays, this one not for holidays, this one not, okay, we land in Miami for holidays. So, where are we? We are back in a strange world. The problem is that very few people accept to think about it. Me, I'm sure, I will say something that will surprise you. I'm sure that if internet exists during Holocaust, people will not watch every day Jews being killed at the TV. They will say, oh no, again, no, I don't like to see that. I have my children to bring to school and I have too much work. They will not bear. More it's visible, more it's secret. A secret is not something that we don't know. A secret is something we don't want to think about. And the mass killers, actually, from Hitler to ISIS, are working like that. They know that the majority don't want to think about that. It's too complicated, too difficult. I want to have my life. And that makes us weak. We need to have a full group of us who is standing, watching, acting together to make a policy to push by any means that we stop that. Otherwise, they are winning. And we know that unfortunately, for a huge part of the population, Hitler was winning. In certain villages, there is not one survivor. Yes?
How are you planning to take this exhibit to, say, Lithuania? We're in Vilnius, at the museum of genocide, there is no mention of the Holocaust.
So we work in Lithuania. First, we must know that we showed an exhibit in Ukraine, in 5 cities. First in Kiev, in the Great Palace, after in Kharkov, after in Dnipropetrovsk. It was before the problems. And there were a lot of visitors, young visitors. The difference, you know, because me, in Kiev, I was surprised. I wanted to see who will come to see this exhibit. Because it was with, not this one, it was with cartridges, with everything. The oldest visitor was 25 years old. But for me, that's optimist. It means the young generation who is educated wants to know. They are ready to know and to prepare a new Ukraine and a new country. It made me optimist. We did also a symposium in Azerbaijan. Everybody Muslim. Me, I was thinking, when we speak about Holocaust, they will raise their hand and speak of Palestine. No one. Amphitheater were full of students. I asked, why are you interested? They said, because we know there is mass violence everywhere, and the Holocaust is a mother house against that. So, me, I'm ready to make an exhibit in Poland, in Lithuania. You can find a way to teach if you believe in the young people. Don't forget, there is also a full new generation who is sick of violence, who wants to build a new world, wants to act. There is not only the rewarming of the planet, there is not only the ecological problem, there are killings every day, shootings every day. big or small. And so me, I'm optimist. I did also a lot of conference in China. And I was surprised so many Chinese wanted to know, and same thing. They know that Holocaust is the mother house of mass crime today. So don't forget, not near from the Jews, not near from Europe, there is a full young generation who wants to know. It's not the end of the transmission, it's the opposite. For me, I am optimist, even in Lithuania, even in Hungary, etc., etc. We always say the bad thing, but in these countries there are a lot of young people who want a new world.